Hello, Ravens fans, and welcome to another Nationals preview. I'm Aaron Schneider, the Sports Information Director at Anderson University, and joining us, returning to the Indoor Nationals for a second time in the weight throw, is Anderson Men's Track and Field Senior Michael Sweigart. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good today. How about you?
Good. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Well, let's talk about let's talk about first, what's your your sentiment on getting back to nationals for a second time?
I missed it last year on the outdoor season. It really did not sit with me well. So this year we came in and was like, okay, we're gonna get knocked out of the way real early. And like 4 weeks into the season, I hit a big one, hit 1904. And the rest of the season right now, leading up to nationals, has just been like trying to build up peaks at the right time so we can try to go compete for a national championship.
All right, and then as we kind of work our way through the rest of this interview, just kind of tell the people at home, like, what's the components of a good weight throw, and like what are the elements and everything that goes in that you need to focus on in turn all the pieces to get that one really good throw.
Really, it all starts in the very beginning. Like as soon as you start to push the ball. So like I went from a over the head start last year where I would wind it to more of a sling start, so I would push it in to really accelerate that ball a little faster because of the overhead. It takes a little bit more time versus a sling start.
So this is more of like just your general form.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it all starts out of the back. So if you only do it one turn, it's not a big deal. But as you get up into the turns, it all depends on how that first turn starts. Because if the first turn's bad, the rest of the turns are going to follow the path of the first one. So as long as that first turn's solid, the speed is controlled, and your arms are loose, your upper body is tense, but not too tense, it'll be a really good throw leading into your 2s, 3s, and 4 turns and throws.
All right, and then so last year when you qualified, you were most of last year you're kind of just on the bubble. Then you had your last qualifier and nailed it. Got a PR that put you in, and then you competed at nationals and even had an even bigger PR.
Yep.
This year it wasn't the case. You had your great meet at Indiana Wesleyan that at the time had put you at 5th.
Yeah.
And throughout the other people hitting PRs, you'd slightly other people would bump you back a little bit as you had PRs, but not out of the risk of missing nationals. And then last week at Ohio Northern, you had it. You get the school record, you get the meet record up there, and put you at 6th. So what would you say what's kind of been the difference maker between this year to last year? What's been different?
This year has been really different for me. I've kind of stepped into a little bit of a little bit of mentorship role for the other throwers right now. Since my throws coach from last year is still in Texas right now. He's been a little bit absent this year, so I've been taking and following what he has written up for us and then putting it into applications for the rest of the guys. So for basically they've been coaching me, I've been coaching them a little bit as we can say. So it's been a really, really big change for that because I have to try to figure out what I need to do, come in a little early, get my stuff done so I can stay and help them. So it's been a lot different in that aspect. But as throwing wise, I added another turn to my throw this year to pick up a little bit more speed and a little bit more power to try to get a little that extra meter, 2 meters that I've been missing. I was missing last year basically.
I would guess I know the answer to this, but I'm guessing people home I would assume adding a turn is harder with your your accuracy. So it takes if someone were to ask, well, why didn't you do 4 turns from the beginning? I'm assuming that's there's more of a risk for you to fault if you don't have that practice and getting to the point where you can consistently hit a mark. That's where that's where the decision becomes you're ready for 4 turns and not, and you can get away from 3. Is it? Am I correct in that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Completely right on the money.
All right. So going to national. Well, first, tell us about what your experience at nationals last year.
Last year was amazing. I came in 20th, so like there was really no pressure at all. Like I'm just here and kind of experience what it's like, so I can try to get back next year. Ended up placing 9th, which was a complete shock to me. Was just short of a first team All-American. Still placed second team All-American, so that's an acceptable feat in itself. It's like, whoo, that's amazing. So really, I just want to try to repeat that experience because I was chasing like the feeling of going to nationals all last year outdoor season. I just couldn't get that feeling back because like once we got there, it was just kind of like a whole different aura. Like it just reshaped my thinking completely. I was like, wow. Because like here I'm like top dog. There it was like, oh, there's like 19 other people who are just like me who think that they're the best. I'm just like, man, that's a big culture shock to me.
Yeah. So and then and as you know what, and then what's the mentality gonna? How's the mentality differ now that you're going back in that you've been there before?
This year, at first I was feeling a little pressure on myself, but I've been talking to Coach Huffman, and me and him have really realized like this is just another business trip. Like at the end of the day, this is just another meet. We're trying to go compete as place as high as we can. Of course, the ultimate goal is to win it when it's all said and done. But I'm like, my mentality is I'm really trying to stay controlled, composed, and not like get my nerves up and stuff. It's like at the end of the day, I'm just going to have fun and try to bring a national championship back.
And one thing that's nice about, I would one thing that's nice about, or at least for the field events. I mean, even track events, there's still kind of a racing component. You can influence your competitors mentally. You're in the weight throw. You're going out there by yourself. There's really not anything you can do about what the other people are doing. Yeah. You can kind of put things in a vacuum, and really what they don't do doesn't matter. You have control of you have 100% control of your performance. So and then what is the what is left in terms of getting into that perfect throw that gets you into that first team All-American or even potentially a national title throw?
Really, from what I saw at the meet this past weekend at ONU, it was really just getting my turns correct. Because like as I was fixing the form, because like when I hit the first 19 to get me into the 5th spot earlier in the season, I did it on a 3 turn because I was more confident in my 3s and I hadn't practiced my 4s enough. So now we're ramping it up to where I don't even use a 3 turn anymore. It's just straight 4 turns now. So it's really just finding that timing, like what you were saying, is like finding the right time for the delivery, and just really putting it all together.
So basically, as you're kind of doing so basically hitting that perfect release point.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then is there anything else that you would say is kind of a key just in general in terms for you being successful at the national meet?
Really just staying out of my own head, being able to just control what I can control and not worry about other people. So like basically I just want to come out, start with a nice throw, and just set myself up to succeed. So like last year it was like all or nothing because I was in the very first flight. So I was like, okay, I either got to get a big one or I'm not making finals. And like that's the ultimate goal, is to make finals. And then once you make finals, then it's of course trying to place higher. So this year I'm just trying to automatically get into finals on the very first throw, so I can start like building basically. Like I think of like linking logs. Like once one hits, then you can place another one, and it links up to that one. It just keeps building, and then you just progress further and further.
And you can almost like when you hit a big mark on like the first one, you can almost be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
So pretty much like my mentality is as soon as I get one in, I was like, the ultimate goal is to get one in right away, because then you're almost guaranteed like you have a chance to make finals automatically. And then after that, you can start ramping up the speed, the power, the aggressiveness in your throw, which is a really big one. Like last year, I was just like, it's either all or nothing. So then I ended up messing up on the very first one, and then I was like, okay, I got to dial it back, and then that's when I started finding my groove. This year I want to stay locked in and just find my groove right away, so I don't have to try to basically rebuild and just keep going.
All right, well, I think I've covered the questions I wanted to. Ravens fans, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to follow along with any more previews and any more content we may put out on YouTube. Of course, follow along with Michael Sweigart as he competes at Nationals. That'll be in Rochester, New York on Friday at 10 a.m. is when the weight throw will go. We'll see what kind of coverage is available for that, but at the very minimum, there will be live results, and you'll be able to see how he places. Michael, thank you for joining us, and good luck at the national meet.
Thank you.